a police officer to the 20th Precinct, and we get a call over the radio, shots fired at 1 West 72nd Street, which we know is the Dakota. When we pulled up, there was a man standing out of the street yelling, "That's the man doing the shooting." And I saw a man standing there with his hands up.
Turn around, put your hand up against the wall, please.
I proceeded to put handcuffs on him.
At that moment, officers Jim Moran and Bill Gamble arrive on the scene.
2 of my fellow police officers had gone into the vestibule in the Dakota and picked up a man and carried him out. He was bleeding from the mouth. It was John Lennon. It kind of shook me up because if you know anything about gunshot wounds, if it's coming out of your mouth, it's surely in your lungs, and that's not a good sign.
Anytime the uniformed force puts somebody in a car and take them to the hospital, they're in bad shape because they didn't have time to wait for the ambulance.
As the squad car leaves immediately for the hospital,
It's the closest hospital, therefore go around.
Spiro checks the suspect's wallet, where he finds a Hawaii driver's license identifying the white male as Mark David Chapman.
I yelled to some of the guys to set up a crime scene right away. I looked down on the ground, and there were clothes on the ground. So I said to this guy, I said, "These your clothes?" And he says, yes, that's my clothes, and the book is mine too.
In addition to the clothing and a copy of J.D. Salinger's Catcher in the Rye, police obtain a much more vital piece of evidence.
The doorman who was on duty that night confronted the defendant after he had fired the shots. He kicked the gun away, and another employee secured it at the Dakota until it was given over to the police.
There's no shells ejected. They remain in the gun. We had witnesses. We had the gun. We had the perpetrator.
Just before 11 p.m., Spiro heads uptown with the suspect. At the same time, a second squad car carrying Lennon arrives at Roosevelt Hospital, having taken just over 5 minutes to travel 15 city blocks.
He was actually carried into the emergency department by 2 police officers. We had no idea who he was. We knew there was someone gunshot. There was no blood pressure, no pulse, no signs of life. He was literally dead on arrival. In spite of that, we knew that there was a small chance, if the injuries were correct, that we could resuscitate him with surgical procedures and with blood.
Doctors perform an emergency thoracotomy. An incision is made on the left side of Lennon's chest. Then the ribs are spread to open up the chest cavity and gain direct access to the heart.
It was filled with blood. There was no wound to the heart. But there were 3 gunshot wounds that entered the left upper chest. They had completely destroyed all of the vessels leaving the heart.
What you really want to do immediately in a condition like that is put in an airway and establish circulation. So that means that you have to get the heart pumping.
I literally held his heart in my hand, squeezing it as we attempted to restore circulation.
After approximately 20 minutes of continual resuscitation efforts, John Lennon remains unresponsive and is pronounced dead at 11:20 p.m. on December 8th.
There was a silence in the trauma room. Many of the nurses and some of the doctors were very emotional and some crying. I walked down to the other end of the emergency department where Yoko Ono had been waiting, and patients' families almost always know, simply by the demeanor of the doctor walking in the room, what the result was. But in this case, Yoko Ono literally for about 5 minutes said, "You're lying, it's not true, it can't be true, he's not dead, I don't believe you." They came back that evening around 10:50 or so.
And they're walking from the curb through that vestibule, and the doorman was behind both of them.
As John Lennon walks through the dark archway,
Mr. Lennon.
the doorman hears 5 shots. He then sees Lennon stumble up the stairs and fall face down into the doorman's office.
Not the mama, 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 not the mama.
You do that one more time, and I'm going to throw you across the room.
Again.
Want to give Daddy a kiss?
Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama, not the mama, not the mama.
Dad, it's starting to bother me.
Not the mother, not the mother.
No, that's not it at all. Good morning, my family who loves me.
Not the mama.
All right, that ends right now. I've had it up to here with this not the mama. I am not the mama. I'm your daddy. And you only get one, Buster. And that is what you're going to call me. Daddy. Now say, Daddy. Say, Daddy. Okay. All right. Say, Dad.
Da.
Say, Dee.
D.
Dad.
Da.
Dee.
D.
Daddy.
Daddy.
Franny.
Daddy.
Fran.
Daddy.
He loves me. Listen to him.
Daddy. 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 Not the mama. Let's see.
I'm the next person. I just took a shower and I washed my hair.
Alright, guys. Let's react to a video right here. Someone was here but then left. It doesn't like